It's as simple as that. Okay, so you guys know about events? Yes, Ankush, you're not for the JavaScript, you're not there for the JavaScript class, right? Yeah, the events. So no problem. How about you, Sumulata? You know about events? No? On click, on double click, on change, on submit. You don't know about it? Yes? I'm asking about Sumulata. I know, Ankush, you don't know about it. I know that. No? Okay, fine. A few of them? Okay, fine. So I won't be talking about events. You can go back to the classes in the JavaScript for events and you can see it. So what I will be teaching here is AJAX. This is a predefined function in jQuery. Okay, this is the structure. You have to write it like this. So what does AJAX has? Which URL you want to go there? This is the URL you want to hit. So as I said, here in this example, like I have to go to a page, right? This is a URL. So where do you want to go here? That is the URL there. Then a comma. Okay. Then the next part is data. So sometimes you have to send data to do some transaction. As I said, like for instance, you want to fetch data from database. So which data you want to fetch from the database? You need an ID for database. You need an email for database. Okay, so this is data. Data is always sent as objects. So objects are nothing but key value pairs, which we have discussed in JavaScript. So it will be something like this. ID, I'll say 1, and name, I'll say Tutoslive, like such. This is how the data is sent. We'll see how to process the data. And the next is type. So just like the form types, when you submit a form, what are the types of methods? Like types are nothing but methods. So the types can be get or post. So how do you want to send the data? You want to send the data as a get data or post data. That is that. And the next is you have to use a comma here. And the next is data type. So the data type can be several things, like you can say HTML data type, or you can say JSON, or you can say image, what kind of data type you are sending, or XML, like such. Okay, most prominently will be more in most of the cases we'll be using JSON. Okay, and then the next is context. I don't know how to discuss this context. I can show it an example. If you guys have heard about this $this, if you know about $this, then you'll be knowing about context. So context is nothing but what is that selector, let's say, you want to use for this operation. Okay, this, when I say this, I'm saying this. Okay, so this will be the selector which will be used in this case. Alright, then the next is success. So now we said, like, we make a connection, we make operations, and we get a response. So what should you get on success? Like, okay, as soon as you get the response is 200. Okay. Okay, as soon as you get response, sometimes you get a data or you may not get a data. So do some actions with data. No, you did not get a success, you will get an error. So error is again a function which has 3 parameters, which is I guess xhr, what else? I know one is thrown error, maybe. I gotta recheck. So what we really need is xhr here. So the other 2 parameters I'll be discussing in a while. Let's check it on the website, the jQuery website. So all we need is like xhr dot response text. So if there is an error, okay, it will be in this. So just print it, console.log or whatever. So console.log, you won't be knowing this. Console.log is used to log all your information. It's like print, but it prints to the console, which is in Firebug or inspect element of Chrome. Okay, that's it, done. This is AJAX. Remember this. Remember this structure whenever you want to use AJAX. Remember this structure. I'm gonna repeat it again. Okay, .ajax. So even before doing this, you have to include the jQuery file. So src equal to your jQuery file. Then inside script you have to write this. Alright. So dot ajax, then a open bracket, a flower bracket open, then URL. The URL you want to hit data if you want to send some data. This is optional. If you don't want to send data, it's optional. And type is also optional. If you're sending data, then you have to mention a type. The default is get again. Okay, and context, I'll be showing an example. And success, what should happen when the request and response is a success. Okay, that's what this decides. And error, what happens if there's an error in the connection, or if there is an error in let's say, what if the internet is disconnected or something would have happened. So here you will be knowing about the error. So that is it. This is AJAX. As simple as that. Most of the people struggle with AJAX, but trust me, it's all practice. You have to practice. You have to practice. Right? Any questions here? So why I talked about events? Because most of the AJAX calls will be made based on the events. Okay, they are made based on the events. That's why I talked about events. Okay, so what are alternatives to AJAX? You have AngularJS, you have Backbone.js, you have Ember.js. These guys are like alternatives to AJAX. Like they are asynchronous programs, and there is Node.js, which is more powerful in server side. Okay, so this is all in client side because it's JavaScript. Remember, if something which is on server side, that means this is client side. So let me try to write with my, oh my goodness, I can't seriously write. So yeah, okay, this is client side. So let's see one example. Okay, a small example, and I'm gonna end this class because there's not so many people in here. Tomorrow we'll see our blog application. Okay.